clever people! Welcome to our review of Finding Dory. Connor, what is this film about?
Finding Dory is about finding Dory's parents.
Pretty much a simple plot. Now, I was going into this film pretty excited because I love Finding Nemo.
Me too.
And I thought that the trailers, though they looked very similar to the first one, I thought that they looked good overall. And I know that you were also excited for the trailer, so Connor, what did you think?
So, from the trailers, I did kind of see like it was way too much like the original, and it was. That's my biggest pet peeve with this movie. It is basically the original. It feels like a remake. To me, it just feels like a remake of the original, like not every single specific thing, but it feels the same demographic. It was predictable too. Like the scenes where it wasn't completely ripping off the original, it was like incredibly predictable. I was like saying to myself, okay, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, I don't.
See, I do think that it had a lot of things similar to the original, but I don't necessarily agree with it was spot for spot remake of the original.
I didn't say it was spot for spot. I said demographic.
I do think it has a very similar to Finding Nemo, but I loved this movie. I really did love this movie. This is probably in my top 5 of the year. The animation is just breathtaking. I mean, what I love about it is that it's like Finding Nemo's. It's just like Finding Nemo's animation, but they improve on it, yet you can't really tell the difference. That's what I loved most about it. It stayed true to the original, but it was also improved upon, which was that was great. The voice acting for pretty much everyone I thought was amazing, especially Ed O'Neill. He was perfect for that role. He just, not only was the character awesome, he had a great dynamic with Dory, but just his involvement in the film I thought was great. The humor works well. I think that there could have been more humor, to be honest, but the humor that they have in there works well, and there was one part where I was gut-busting laughing, and I gotta say, it's really enjoyable and really entertaining.
It is really enjoyable, and that's probably my favorite part about the movie. It's really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically the original, and if you want to have a good time, just watch the original, because this is basically the original but not as good, in my opinion. That's just how I see it.
Yeah.
Like the editing isn't really good. The story at sometimes can seem really unbelievable, and
yeah. I think that it wasn't very well edited. Like the film sort of feels off. It sort of feels like there's a lot of exposition here, and then bang, straight into the middle of the second act.
It went straight into it.
Yeah.
Like they had I don't know, 5 minutes of exposition. You know that scene in the trailer where they're at the Stingray migration and she remembers that's home? Yeah, that's less than 5 minutes into the film.
Yeah.
It just goes into it way too early.
Yeah. And I do have another issue with the film. I hate how because Dory is going through an amusement park, and she's constantly getting around through cups or water, and eventually it gets to the point that it's unbelievable that she's in a cup here, she's in a cup here, she's in a cup here, and that it's like they go from a touching museum, and then suddenly she's in a cup. No one knows where they got the cup because they immediately cut from it, and then she's in a cup again. And I do agree it was predictable at times, but I don't think it was entirely predictable.
Like the first time they showed it, the octopus puts her in a coffee cup, and that's the only time it's shown where they get the cup or where it came from.
Yeah, I agree with that. But what I really liked most about the movie is the drama and how it deals with Dory's illness. What I think that this film can really serve as is if you have a child who has a mental issue, I think that this would be a great film to take them to, because it can show them you can still be great even though you have this issue. And that's where I really found this film was awesome, because it was a great way to appeal to kids as well as adults. It fit both demographics perfectly, because adults are going to love it and kids are going to love it. And I really love that aspect, how it's saying just because you may have a mental illness, you can still go on with life and you can still accomplish extraordinary things such as freeing fish into the ocean. That's what I mostly loved about this movie. Overall, I just really loved this movie. I think I don't think it's an improvement over the first one, but I think
Not
it's
even
close to me. So that is why I give Finding Dory an 8 out of 10. Connor?
I will give Finding Dory a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5. Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, I guess that concludes our review. All right. I am Robert Burke,
Good night, Connor.
and this has been the Clever Critics. Goodbye.